Welcome to the Stoic Golden Tribe, where men rise above excuses, reclaim their strength, and learn the timeless wisdom that builds unshakable relationships. Before we begin, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you're truly serious about becoming an unstoppable man, join the membership for deeper, exclusive lessons made only for men who want to rise above the noise. If you're a man in your 60s or 70s, understand this. Your life is not slowing down. It is refining. Your relationships are not fading. They are becoming more meaningful, and you are not losing power. You are learning how to use it wisely. Today, we dive deep into a truth society ignores. A man's ability to build strong, peaceful, and lasting relationships becomes even greater as he ages. Why? Because experience sharpens insight, pain sharpens empathy, and time sharpens priorities. So in this video, we will break down 5 powerful ways to strengthen your relationships at 60 or 70, not by trying harder, but by living smarter, deeper, calmer, and more intentionally. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Master the power of calm communication. By the time a man reaches 60 or 70, he has already fought the battles that younger men still panic over. He has survived heartbreaks, disappointments, losses, and life-changing seasons. And because of that, he carries something rare, something younger men struggle to understand. Calm communication is the highest form of masculine maturity. You see, in your younger years, you might have spoken quickly, reacted emotionally, or tried to win every argument, not because you were wrong, but because you were still learning yourself, your emotions, and your value. But now, your strength comes from the fact that you don't need to prove anything. And that alone transforms your relationships. A woman feels peace when she's with a man who is slow to anger, strong in awareness, and clear in expression. She trusts a man who doesn't weaponize silence, but also doesn't explode over small things, because emotional chaos destroys relationships. But emotional maturity builds them. When you communicate calmly, you prevent misunderstandings before they grow. You avoid creating problems out of emotions that could have passed. You lead conversations instead of being dragged by them. You create a safe space for honesty, not fear. And most importantly, you teach others that your presence brings clarity, not conflict. This is what elevates an older man. This is what makes him stand out. This is why his relationships last longer and feel deeper. People don't remember every word you say, but they always remember how they felt around you. If your tone brings safety, they will open up. If your voice brings stability, they will respect you. If your calmness sets the emotional temperature, your home will feel like peace, not pressure. A man at 60 or 70 doesn't win with noise. He wins with steadiness. He doesn't dominate conversations. He guides them. He doesn't react, he responds. This is why calm communication is not just a skill. It is a relationship superpower. It is the mark of a man who has mastered not just the world, but himself. So if you truly want to strengthen your relationships at this stage of life, start here. Speak clearly, express gently, listen fully, and control the emotional energy in every conversation. Because when a man learns to communicate with calm authority, everything around him becomes more peaceful, and everyone around him becomes more connected. If you believe calm communication is one of a man's greatest strengths at this age, drop a comment below. Chapter 2. Invest in emotional presence, not just physical presence. When a man reaches 60 or 70, the world assumes he is slowing down. But what people overlook is that this is the stage of life where a man becomes more emotionally valuable than ever before. You see, in your earlier years, relationships were often built on activity, going out, providing, fixing, working, building, doing. But the older you get, the more you learn a truth young men don't yet understand. People don't remember the things you did for them. They remember the way you were present with them. Presence is not simply being in the same room. Presence is attention. Presence is awareness. Presence is emotional availability. At 60 or 70, your emotional presence can reshape every relationship you touch, with a partner, with your children, grandchildren, or even with friends. Because emotional presence means 4 powerful things. 1. You listen without rushing to fix things. You understand that not every problem needs a solution. Sometimes people just need a safe place to speak freely, to be understood, to be heard. Your ability to listen without interrupting becomes priceless. 2. You make people feel important simply by giving them your full focus. Eye contact, a nod, a thoughtful pause before you respond. These are simple gestures, but they make people feel valued in a world full of distractions. 3. You communicate care through consistency, not grand gestures. Showing up emotionally doesn't require money, strength, or speed. It requires commitment. The commitment to check in, to ask deeper questions, to be available when it matters. 4. You give people your peace instead of your pressure. A young man gives what he has: energy, excitement, ambition. An older man gives what he has mastered: calmness, clarity, and reassurance. And this is where your true advantage lies, because at 60 or 70, you understand life. You understand mistakes. You understand forgiveness. You understand timing. You understand people's hearts better than ever before. This makes your emotional presence more powerful than anything you could buy, build, or achieve. Why emotional presence strengthens all relationships? Because people trust a man who is emotionally stable. They open up more, they share more, they rely on you because they know your presence brings balance, not chaos. Your partner will feel safer. Your family will feel supported. Your friends will respect you more, and you will start attracting relationships that feel peaceful, not draining. The truth is, in your 60s or 70s, people don't need you to be perfect. They need you to be present. They need your wisdom, your patience, your emotional intelligence, your ability to stay calm in storms they cannot handle. You don't have to be physically strong to hold the people you love. Your emotional strength will do that for you. And here's something people rarely say out loud. When you are emotionally present, the people in your life no longer feel alone. They feel accompanied. They feel understood. They feel protected in a way only a seasoned man can offer. So if you want to strengthen your relationships at this stage of life, give the world something rare: a man who is fully present, in mind, in heart, in attention, in patience, in spirit. Because presence is the true currency of love. And at your age, you are rich in it. If emotional presence matters more to you now than ever before, drop a comment below. Chapter 3. Build relationships. Through purpose, not obligation. One of the greatest awakenings a man has in his 60s or 70s is this: you no longer want relationships that drain you. You want relationships that align with your purpose. And the truth is, purpose becomes more important than ever at this stage of life. Not because you are running out of time, but because you are finally aware of how precious your time truly is. When you were younger, you may have tolerated relationships out of duty, fear, loneliness, or simply not wanting to be alone. But now, your soul rejects anything that doesn't match your peace. At this age, you're not interested in drama, chaos, emotional roller coasters, or people who only take without giving. You want, and deserve, relationships built on meaning, value, and alignment. This is where purpose becomes the foundation of stronger, healthier connections. 1. Purpose gives you direction, so people know where you stand. A man with purpose is a man who cannot be manipulated or dragged into emotional confusion. When you have a clear sense of who you are and what matters to you, your relationships automatically improve because you communicate boundaries without fear. You choose people who match your values. You stop forcing connections that no longer serve you. You prioritize authenticity over approval. You attract people who respect your mission and your time. Purpose makes you predictable in the best way. People know your character, your values, and your emotional line. This makes them feel safe around you. 2. Purpose protects you from loneliness and emotional dependence. A lot of men in their later years fear isolation, but here's the truth many won't tell you. Purpose is the antidote to loneliness. When you are anchored in something meaningful, you don't cling to unhealthy relationships. You don't tolerate disrespect just to avoid being alone. You don't chase people who walk away. You don't shrink yourself to keep the peace. Purpose gives your soul roots. It keeps you grounded, focused, and emotionally steady, no matter who comes or goes, because when a man knows his purpose, people become companions to his journey, not the entire reason for his existence. 3. Purpose attracts better relationships. Naturally, a man who lives with direction, discipline, and inner clarity radiates something powerful: stability. People, especially women, gravitate toward a man who knows where he is going emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. Your purpose becomes a silent signal that says, "I'm not lost, I'm not confused, I'm not seeking validation. I know who I am and what I stand for." And people trust a man like that. They feel safer opening up. They feel more comfortable being honest. They feel inspired to respect and support you. Relationships built around purpose last longer because both people know their role, their direction, and their shared meaning. 4. Purpose makes you a better partner, father, friend, and leader. When you wake up with intention, your presence improves. Your energy rises. Your self-respect strengthens. And your emotional resilience grows. You become more patient, more thoughtful, more grounded, more loving, not out of obligation, but out of intentionality. A purposeful man doesn't love people because he needs them. He loves people because he chooses them. This is why relationships built on purpose feel peaceful, steady, and meaningful, especially in your later years. 5. Purpose helps you choose who belongs in your life and who doesn't. This might be the hardest part of aging, but also the most liberating. Not everyone who started with you is meant to finish with you. At 60 or 70, your emotional health should be guarded like treasure. That means letting go of draining connections, keeping distance from negative people, releasing relationships that no longer align, choosing peace over history, choosing growth over guilt, and choosing quality over quantity. It takes wisdom, not strength, to walk away from people who cannot walk with you. And that wisdom is something you have earned through years of experience, struggles, and victories. Your purpose becomes the filter that determines who stays in your life and who must remain in your past. Because the truth is simple: a man who protects his purpose protects his peace, and a man who protects his peace protects his relationships. At 60 or 70, you do not need more people. You need the right people. You do not need more noise. You need meaningful connection. You do not need to stretch yourself thin. You need relationships that align with your values, your wisdom, your mission, and your emotional growth. Build relationships through your purpose, not obligation. Because purpose creates clarity, and clarity creates connection. If you believe that purpose is the foundation of powerful relationships at this age, drop a comment below. Chapter 4. Practice consistent appreciation, the quiet habit that strengthens every bond. At 60 or 70, a man has learned that relationships don't fall apart because of big explosions. They fall apart because of small neglects, not appreciating someone, not acknowledging their efforts, not noticing the little things they do, not expressing gratitude for the parts of life you've become used to. The older you get, the more you realize that people don't stay because you gave them everything. They stay because you valued everything they gave you. Appreciation isn't soft. Appreciation isn't weak. Appreciation is awareness, the kind that only a seasoned man develops, and when you practice consistent appreciation, it transforms your relationships in ways younger men rarely understand. 1. Appreciation makes people feel seen, not invisible. When someone feels invisible, they slowly disconnect, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. But when you recognize the small things, the effort someone puts into your life, your home, your peace, you give them the gift of being seen. And being seen is one of the deepest human needs. At your age, you understand life well enough to notice the small sacrifices, the quiet gestures, the hidden efforts, the soft emotional labor, the things people do without asking. When you acknowledge these things, you make people feel valued in a world that rarely values anything. But 2. Appreciation strengthens emotional connection, more than big gifts ever could. A younger man might think love is proven through grand gestures, but a wiser man knows that real connection is built on small, consistent recognitions. A thoughtful word, a gentle thank you, a warm compliment, a moment of admiration, a pause to acknowledge someone's presence. Because the truth is simple, people don't need a hero. They need someone who appreciates their humanity. You can strengthen any relationship simply by expressing gratitude more often. 3. Appreciation softens tension and prevents unnecessary conflict. At this age, peace is your currency. You don't have the patience for avoidable arguments, silent wars, or emotional misunderstandings. Appreciation creates a barrier against conflict because when people feel valued, they are less defensive, less reactive, less resentful, more open, more patient, more willing to work things out. Many arguments older couples have aren't caused by what happened. They're caused by what has been unspoken for too long. A simple, "I appreciate you," can heal tension before it becomes a problem. 4. Appreciation helps you stay emotionally present, instead of taking people for granted. Long relationships fail when familiarity turns into carelessness, when the extraordinary becomes ordinary, when the person you once cherished becomes a background habit. But appreciation keeps you alert. It keeps you connected. It keeps you invested. It trains your mind to look for the good, not the flaws, the effort, not the mistakes, the growth, not the shortcomings. And this mindset creates a foundation that no age can weaken. 5. Appreciation is a legacy. People remember long after you're gone. At 60 or 70, you are not just living life, you are shaping the way people will remember you. And here's the truth most men overlook. People rarely remember what you owned, but they always remember how you made them feel. A man who shows appreciation leaves behind a partner who feels loved, children who feel cherished, grandchildren who feel encouraged, friends who feel respected, a family who carries his emotional imprint, a legacy of gratitude, kindness, and masculine grace. Your appreciation today becomes someone's healing tomorrow. Your kindness today becomes someone's emotional strength in the future. Your awareness today becomes someone's favorite memory years from now. This is the power you hold at this age. A simple habit for consistent appreciation. You don't need speeches, just this simple practice. Every day, acknowledge one thing someone did for you and tell them. It can be small. It can take a few seconds. But it changes everything. Because appreciation is a seed, and when you plant it consistently, relationships bloom in ways you never expected. At 60 or 70, your relationships don't need more effort. They need more intention. Calm communication builds trust. Emotional presence builds connection. Purpose builds alignment. And appreciation builds longevity. You are not too old to strengthen your relationships. In fact, you are in the perfect season to deepen them because you finally understand what truly matters. If you believe appreciation is one of the most powerful tools a man can use to strengthen his relationships at this age, drop a comment below. As we come to the close of this lesson, remember this truth above all. At 60 or 70, a man's relationships are a reflection of his life's mastery. They are a mirror of the calm he carries, the purpose he lives, the presence he offers, and the appreciation he consistently shows. Too many men believe that age diminishes influence, connection, or emotional power. But the truth is the opposite. Your years are your greatest advantage. You have lived long enough to know what matters. You have survived long enough to understand what to let go of. And you have experienced enough to finally give love, respect, and care without expectation, without need, without ego. Each chapter we discussed today is a pillar of strength. Calm communication. The way your voice, your tone, and your words can create trust and respect. Emotional presence. The priceless gift of being truly there, in heart and mind, with those you love. Purpose-driven relationships. Knowing who belongs in your life, who aligns with your values, and what connections deserve your energy. Consistent appreciation. The quiet habit that keeps bonds strong, hearts open, and memories alive. Put these together and you are no longer just a man navigating life. You are a man who leads with wisdom, who connects with depth, and who leaves an enduring legacy. Because at your age, relationships are no longer just about love or companionship. They are about peace. They are about respect. They are about connection that transcends the superficial, the fleeting, and the noisy distractions of the world. You have the power to transform not just your life, but the lives of everyone around you. The way you speak, the way you listen, the way you choose your companions, the way you honor, appreciate, and uplift. This is your moment to become the man you were always meant to be. A man who builds, nurtures, and strengthens relationships that last, not by chance, not by luck, but by discipline, awareness, and wisdom. So I challenge you today. Take these lessons and apply them consistently. Practice calm in every conversation. Be present in every interaction. Lead with purpose in every connection. And express appreciation every single day. Because the truth is simple. Your relationships will rise to the level of your awareness, your discipline, and your presence. If this video spoke to you, if you feel ready to become the kind of man who strengthens relationships naturally, powerfully, and with integrity, then do this now. Like this video to show your commitment to growth. Share it with someone who could use this wisdom today. Comment below and let me know which of these 5 ways resonates with you the most. And subscribe to the Stoic Golden Tribe, your home for the timeless guidance men over 60 and 70 need to rise above mediocrity and live intentionally. If you want to take this even further, join our exclusive membership, a space for men who refuse to accept anything less than excellence in life, love, and legacy. Inside, you'll get guidance, support, and strategies that go beyond what anyone else teaches, designed to help you thrive emotionally, socially, and spiritually at this stage of life. Remember, age is not a limitation. Experience is not a burden. Wisdom is not optional. It is your greatest weapon in building relationships that endure, deepen, and enrich every aspect of your life. So go forth today with intention, with calm, with presence, with purpose, and with appreciation. Live the kind of life that not only strengthens your relationships, but leaves a legacy that will be remembered long after you are gone. You are not too old, you are not too late, and you are never powerless. This is your time, this is your life, this is your Stoic Golden Tribe.